Welcome to the DonorWise Learning Library. This session is on transfer batches, which is when you transfer contributions from one staff member to another or from one staff member to a ministry designation. Benefits of using DonorWise to do transfers. See, normally transfers are handled in your general ledger between any kind of responsibility center, but there's some advantages to doing it in DonorWise. Number one, it uses DonorWise's familiar interface, so it's quick and easy. Number two, it keeps a record of both sides of the transaction with the designations, just like a normal donation, so you can look it up on the Donations tab or Gifts Received tab for any staff member. Number three, it allows the receiving designation to download the gift using TNT MPD or to view it in the staff portal. Many staff members view these transfers as contributions, just like from external donors, and so they like to see it in their TNT MPD database. There are some rules for transfer batches designed to make it easier to create them and to prevent errors. You can turn off the transfer feature in the System Setup on the Journal tab. One of the rules with transfer batches is that the transfer batch must be used in the batch header when you identify the types of transactions. Number two, the batch can only contain transfers. If you try to mix it with another payment type, you're going to receive an error that it cannot be mixed. You can also import batches, which I'll touch on in a moment. When you're doing a transfer batch, both the from and to rows must be active designations. They're not redirected. Transfer batches also use exclusive GL accounts. It uses the ones that are used in the System Setup on the Journal tab. In other words, DonorWise cannot be used to transfer funds from a staff account to a conference fee or from material sales or anything like that. It's only designed to move basically a donation from a staff member to another staff member or project. Some ministries will choose to set up an Excel file where they manage the transfers because many times transfers are set up for an ongoing basis or for years. And rather than manually retype them every month, since it's the same transactions over and over again, they'll set up an Excel file that does it, like it does in this example. So in this example, I've got a payment type of transfer, the donor ID, the name of the donor, the designation, the receiving one, and that name, the tendered amount, and the end date. The end date is useful for sorting so that you can sort the transactions and make sure you don't continue a transfer beyond its end date. And the names are in here only for your benefit as you look it up. All DonorWise needs is the payment type, donor ID, designation ID, and the tendered amount. Transfers can also be included in the historical batch, but unlike regular batches, it can be mixed with all of the other items. And it can also be used between designations that are not currently active because it's going to post them in the past history. Well, let's take a look at how this appears in DonorWise. We go to the New Batches and select New Batch. We'll call this Transfer Batch. I identify the payment type as transfer, and we'll say there's 300 euros in this batch here. And for the donor, I'm going to say this is Clark Kent, and notice that it brings me up a list of all the designations because it already knows it's only for transfers. And we'll say that's for 100 euros. And the receiving designation again gives me the whole list of all of them. We'll say this one is going to Abraham Lincoln. And I press enter to go to the next one. And this one is going to be from Peter Parker. We'll also say that's for 100. And he's going to support the University of Monaco Scholarship Fund because he wants his students to attend various conferences and events. And finally, we'll have Bruce Wayne here. Bruce Wayne is going to support for 100, and he wants to give to Mary Jane Watson. And when I'm finished, I can mark complete. And there we have the transfer batch. And these gifts are going to show up just like they do in TNT MPD for them. They're going to be able to download it, and you'll be able to view them and manage them just like regular contributions. Again, that's because staff members, both giving and receiving, view them as contributions even though they're not using their own cash to do it. So that's how you do transfer batches. I hope that's helpful to you.